What's up, y'all? I feel like I haven't talked to y'all in a little minute. Like I said in one of my videos before, my last like 4 videos are pre-recorded, so I all recorded those on one day, and I haven't been able to talk to y'all like this in a minute. So, it feels good to be back. But I'm gonna have more pre-recorded videos coming out. I got a lot of stuff going on these next, couple weeks in the baseball season. So we're in the postseason right now, the playoffs, all that. So y'all know how that goes. But this is kind of just gonna be, a little update video. Nothing crazy, no check-in. Like I said, the check-ins are done. But this is just a little update video because I was reading through some comments and I seen some video ideas, and one of the video ideas is something that has been on the top of my video idea list for a very long time, and that topic is lust. So for the person that commented that, bro, there is videos coming out on that very, very soon. But in order for me to make videos on that and talk about that, I have to get over that myself, because I don't want to be a hypocrite, what I'm saying? So as soon as I start to, battle that myself and get over that myself, because lust is something that, I know I personally deal with every day, as a teenage boy. We've all been there. We struggle with lust, every single day. And that's something that, I've been fighting for years, and it's something I've been trying to get over within these last, couple months, couple years. And it's something that where like you can kind of feel like you're over it for a little minute. You can feel like you beat it, for a minute, and then it just comes back out of nowhere. You fall into that temptation one time, and then you get back into that, habit of falling into that every single day. And, the beginning of this year, I was good for like 2 months, 3 months. It was a long time I was good. And then the temptation came back. I fell into that temptation, and it's been a struggle for like the last, I'm just gonna be open with y'all. Like, it's been a struggle for like the last couple months. Like, and it's something I'm trying to battle every day, something I'm trying to fight every day. And this video wasn't even supposed to be about that. But I seen the comments, and I just want to go into my struggles with lust, bro. Like, it's normal to struggle with lust, especially like I said, as a teenage boy. Growing up in the social media day and age, growing up seeing, all these temptations online on TikTok, on Instagram. You scroll and you see the IG models, you see the, TikTok models, TikTok influencers, whatever you want to say. Like, it's hard to, battle lust nowadays. It's hard to get over lust nowadays, but it is something that, we have to work on every single day. It's something that we have to fight every single day. And I'm coming and making this video right now, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I was scared to make this video. I didn't want, people to look at me differently or people to think of me differently. But part of my channel is helping other people out, with things that I go through, with things that, people may go through in life, literally anything. And this is one of those big topics that, a lot of people deal with, a lot of people struggle with, a lot of people, go through. And, like I said, this video wasn't supposed to be about this. I don't know where this came from. It's been on my mind for a minute to make a video about this. But, like I said, it's something that I personally struggle with every single day. And it's something I'm trying to fight and battle, every single day. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It is a spiritual, warfare. But I feel like me making this video right now is something that, I can hold myself kind of accountable with, because I'm putting it on the internet. I'm putting it, out to my family that I built here on YouTube, and I know there's a lot of people out there that struggle with this. And the one person that, commented about it, I applaud you for being brave. I applaud you for, going out and commenting that, and, wanting me to talk about that and putting your feelings and your emotions, out there. There's something that I've been scared to do for a long time. Like I've told y'all before, like, I don't open up, but I feel like it is kind of easier to open up to y'all on YouTube, which is weird because literally anybody can find my videos. Anybody can see my videos. So I do feel like it's weird that I'm able to open up to YouTube. But like I've always said, like, I've wanted to create a family here. I've wanted to, build a family here on YouTube, and I feel like I'm building that, which, allows me to open up to y'all a little bit more. And like I said, bro, like, I don't like talking to people. I have social anxiety. I don't like opening up. I'm not even gonna lie, like, I'm kind of shaking right now, but I'm in front of the camera. I'm telling y'all, bro, like, lust is something that can, put you in a place where you don't want to be, a place where It's very dark. You feel like you're not confident. You feel like you're not, enough. You feel like you're not doing enough. And that's something that I've struggled with for a long time. And I feel like that's not the only, factor in that, but it is one of the biggest factors, which is something that I'm trying to fight, currently trying to fight every single day. Like I told y'all, like I was clean for 3 months. But when you fall into that temptation, when you fall into that, that what is it, instant gratification, it's a temporary feeling. And once you get that one bit of instant gratification after you've been clean, bro, like it's something that you start doing again every single day. And that's kind of the position I'm in right now, which is why I haven't made a video on lust yet, because like I said, I'm battling that every day. I don't want to be a hypocrite, but I do want to open up to y'all and just be straight up. Like, it's a struggle every single day, and I know that y'all are feeling that too. Well, not everybody. I know a lot of people are feeling that though. And it's something that we just gotta fight and combat and get over, every single day. But like I said, I feel like me making this video right now is holding me accountable, to fight this and battle this. And I know that's holding y'all accountable also. So I got more videos coming out on this soon, so y'all stay tuned for that. But I just, I don't even know what to say right now, bro. Like, everybody, has something that they struggle with. Everybody has something that they go through, every single day, whether it be lust, whether it be literally anything in this world. Like, everybody has something that they go through every day. And I promise you, like, if you're watching this video right now, bro, like, you're not the only one that goes through that. You're not the only one that struggles with it. Like, it's okay to go through things. It's okay to struggle with things, as long as you are working and trying to, overcome that every single day. As long as you're trying to, break those chains off of you every day. And a part of, overcoming lust and, getting through this is turning to God. And I know that, from personal speaking, like, it's hard to, turn to God when you're fighting a spiritual battle. Like, it's hard because, like, you feel like you doing these things and, lusting and all that stuff. Like, it's hard to, want to turn to God and want to speak to him, because you feel like what you're doing is so wrong. And, you feel like he's not going to listen to you. You feel like he's not going to be there for you or still love you. But, at the end of the day, bro, like, God still loves you. God's going to forgive you as long as you, ask for forgiveness, you repent. But you can't just ask for forgiveness. You can't just, make promises to God and not follow through on your promises. And that's something that I have done before. I've talked to him and been like I want to stop this. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to overcome lust. Stuff that goes with that. Like, I want to be done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. And then be clean for a couple of days, or not do it for a couple of days, and boom, like, right back to square one. And I'm talking to God again, like, I'm sorry, like, I don't want to do this anymore. Same old thing. Like, it's okay to struggle, but you still have to, put in work on your end. You still have to hold your promises. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go to God and say that you're gonna do something and not do it. Because then you just sound like a broken record, and you just saying the same things over and over. Like, turn to God, bro. Like, go to God, pray for help, pray for peace, pray for strength to, get over this, get over the lust, get over whatever you may be going through. Like, not even lust, like anything in life. Go to God, turn to him, pray to him, talk to him, ask for forgiveness, ask for strength for you to get over this, ask for, him to pull this cloud from over you, and, also put in work on your end. Also do the things that you need to do on your end, so that, you can fight it, yourself, so you can battle it, so you can combat it, and, let God do his work on his end. It's a 50-50 thing. Like, you got to meet God halfway. You got to do your part. You got to hold up your end of the bargain. And that's something that, like I've said, I struggle with too. But I'm just talking on camera I don't even know, bro. Like, this is weird. I've never talked about this before, but I'm putting it on YouTube. That's weird. But, yeah, uh, lust, bro, it's a big thing, very big thing. And, it's something that I definitely want to get over, very soon. It's something that I want to stop, holding on to. Is something I want to let go of, especially, growing up and becoming the man that I want to be. That's like the biggest thing to let go of. And I know y'all probably watching this right now feel the same way. Like lust it's like the final boss, bro. You can think of it like the final boss. Like it's the hardest thing to get over. It's the hardest thing to, let go of. But it is something that we gotta leave in the past. It's something that we gotta sacrifice, to become the people that we want to be, to become the, best version of ourselves that we want to be. And, it's something that I know I don't want to struggle with anymore. I know it's something that you don't want to struggle with anymore. So, it's time to lock in and really, defeat this. It's time to lock in and really, break these chains off of us and, become that person we want to be. Like I said, bro, you can be clean for a long time, and as soon as that temptation comes, bro, you fall into that temptation and you right back to square one. But it's time to, not let that temptation, overcome us. It's time to not let that temptation, get the best of us, and it's time to, really lock in and defeat lust. I know I can do it. I know you can do it, bro. With God, anything is possible. Like, bro, turn to God. Go to God, ask for Him to, help you get over this. I know I have that spiritual battle every single day in my life, and it's a battle that I don't want to fight anymore. It's a battle that I want to win, completely, 100%. It's a battle that I want to win, and get over. And I know you feeling the same way watching this video right now. So, it's time that we get over this. I've overcame my fear of even talking about this on camera because, like I said, this has been, the number one video idea on my list of video ideas for a long time. I think ever since I started this channel, this has been at the top. Yeah, this has been like the top video idea since I started this channel. And it just took me, becoming brave and just talking about what I go through. Because, like I said, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect in this world. Everybody goes through something. Everybody struggle with something. And this is like I said a little bit ago, like it's the final boss. This is the last thing I feel like I need to get over and let go of to be the person and become the person that I want to be. And I know that's the same thing for a lot of y'all watching right now. So, let's lock in and let's get over this, bro. And I have a video coming out soon about, how to get over it and what to do. But, just stay tuned for that. I got a big video coming out on that soon. And I don't even know how I started talking about this again. Like, this is weird. This is crazy. But, I just appreciate y'all for tuning in, bro. I appreciate, all the support that, y'all show me every single day. Appreciate each and every one of y'all who subbed up. I appreciate every one of y'all who, engage with the videos, watch the videos. Like, if you're here right now, bro, like, I appreciate you. Like, I truly do. Like I've always said, I wanted to build a family. And I feel like we started to build a family. So I appreciate y'all, bro. But with that being said, that'll be all for this video. If you have not subbed up yet, go hit that sub button. On the way to 300 subs. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one.